Good on ya, everyone. This week, we're chucking a UEY from Pacific Palisades to get a good gander at this Bonza architectural masterpiece that's completely at one with its surroundings. What makes this place truly unique? Fair dinkum is the way it's been put together, the top-notch materials used, and the sheer passion that world-class trot eyes have poured into it. It's a house that's not afraid to be a bit of larrikin, a bit different. So, in this episode, we're going to get right into the guts of it, show you what it took to make this dream a fair dinkum reality, and chuck in a bit of surprise along the way, just to keep things interesting. Right, Eli? Struth, welcome to this ripper of a property. I'm absolutely stoked to be doing this tour. I'm dead keen on this house. The location, the architecture, what this place stands for, we've got heaps to get through. So let's get cracking. Now, the house is tucked away from the street, and even better, it's actually lower than the road. The gates are swinging open to this long, winding driveway that takes you to the motor court. And what I reckon is grouse is how the house and the driveway are all built around the bushland. And those butte trees we got all around us. They've actually got over 20 coastal oaks and proper mature sycamore trees all over the block. And they just chuck in so much character, life, and warmth to the whole shebang, the whole vibe of the place. And we're here in Rustic Canyon in Pacific Palisades. And this area is known for its charming buildings, bonds of scenery, and the friendly feel of the community. So, this spot here is as good as it gets when it comes to Rustic Canyon. No worries. Now, seeing as we're lower than the street and the house is also set back, we've got a massive staircase here that takes you from the street to the motor court. Now, I want to have a good look at the house itself and the way it's built. The thinking behind the design of this place is fair dinkum cool. They wanted to build a house that goes with the land, makes the experience here even better, instead of just whacking up some big eyesore that sticks out like a sore thumb. That's why the property is spread out nice and wide, and it weaves around these bonds of mature trees, which I just love. Fair dinkum. Then you look at the outside and you can see this modern but simple design, real understated. And that idea goes for colors too. We've got these grouse vertical and horizontal straight windows all through the house. And then we've got plaster and cedar, cladding and paneling all over the shop. And this simple color scheme is used on the inside of the place too, keeping things consistent. But instead of cedar, they use oak on the inside. And this natural palette is really easy on the eye, fits in like a glove with the scenery. And it really shows off the lines of the house. And seeing those butte curved corners, roof lines sticking out, sloping angles, the screens on the second floor. I mean, this is a stunner of a property, no doubt about it. Now, to my right, you can see the roomy 3-car garage. Actually, that's where we've got all our camera gear stashed. And the second floor of this place has got most of the guest bedrooms that we're going to have a squiz at later. And speaking of natural materials and simple finishes, the driveway here lets water through, meaning if you have a good look, y'all see this exposed aggregate finish, letting rainwater soak in the ground instead of just being fake and pushing the water to the side. And like I said, this natural design idea is pretty much used all over the whole property, which is just grouse, I reckon. Now, I want to take everyone this way. We've got this grouse massive sycamore tree. And again, so much character in this place. It's oozing with it. Now, we've got the cedar decks. These stone oversized steps taking us up to the entry. This bit is covered. Provides a bit of shelter. Again, you can see the curved corners, real smooth. There's a butte wooden bench, somewhere to park your bum. And then over here, we've got the front door, the main entrance. Now, here's a really cool, fun touch. Behind this place, we've got the Rustic Creek, a proper little waterway. Actually, once you get close, you can hear the creek, so it adds to the overall natural feel of the property. And in that creek, they've got heaps of frogs, a rail amphibian haven. So at night, these frogs are making a racket, croaking away. Actually, being a foreigner, I didn't know what you call that as a bird, so I had to look it up, had to do my homework. So these frogs are croaking, making a proper racket. And to play along with that, the owners here had their artists make a little frog sculpture as the door knock, which I thought was a grouse, fun touch, shows a bit of personality. And now let's go inside, shall we? The entry of this place is very relaxing and inviting, a real welcome mat. We've got curved plaster walls, light hardwood floors, track lighting that's hidden in the ceiling. So it's very simple, understated elegance. And then you can see the revealed details on the bottom of the walls, as well as the top of the walls, where the walls meet the ceilings. It gives extra depth of property to the inside, and the outside spaces adds another dimension. And the long hallway here takes you to the back of property, which we're going to have a squiz at later. There's beautiful artwork all through, straight windows, lets in the natural light. It's light, airy, warm, proper welcoming space. And even more importantly, this entry takes you to the great room. Now, no doubt, the most impressive space in the whole place. Real showstopper. The 15-foot-high ceiling gives a sense of grandeur. This open space, the amount of natural light that comes in, and even more importantly, how the outdoors are simply brought into the inside with these massive picture windows, casement openings, outside doors, and natural colors here really add to the feel. It all blends seamlessly. Now, before I have a squiz of the living room for these two separate areas, I also want to rattle off the specs of this place real quick, just to give you the lowdown. We've got 8 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 9,708 square feet of inside space, sitting on 1.04 lush acres, a decent size block. I want to really stress that it's a substantial property. On the market for $25,750,000, a fair chunk of change. And I want to give a big shout out to the listing agent, Blair Chong, for making this tour possible. Couldn't have done it without him. And I also want to give a big shout out to the owners for letting us in, sharing their incredible home with all of us. That's very generous of them. Again, I am beyond stoked for this property. I can't get enough of it. The tradesmanship, the details, the architecture. We got heaps to get through, so let's keep cracking. Now, I want to quickly welcome everyone to the seating area. Sectional couch, mid-century modern furniture, this grouse leather chair, rustic carpet, all the trimmings. And again, the space here is fantastic. It's really inviting. And actually, if you look at the ceiling, you can see that these two separate seating sections are separated by the ceiling detail with a wooden trim. It's not holding anything up, just decorative. It's just for looks, but it defines each one of these spaces, gives them their own character. And within arm's reach, you've got the outdoors simply coming into your space. And then on the other side, you can see these curved walls, clear story windows, mood lighting all through, creates a real ambiance. And of course, you gotta have a fireplace in your seating area. Can't go wrong with a fireplace. They wrap this fireplace with brass plates, and the tradesmanship here between the built-in shelf, this little section where you hang your fireplace stuff, and how the same brass cladding goes into the section here, and curves the wall with a trim detail here. This is top-notch, fair dinkum. And the tradesmanship in this house is truly next level, outstanding. I mean, the plaster work, the millwork all through, and how all these windows, doors, openings are perfectly framed. It's amazing. The attention to detail is incredible. I reckon, for the trod eyes that have worked on this house, this was their case study, their magnum opus. This was the project where they had the chance to show off all their talent and really go all out with what they can do within their given trade. They really push the boundaries. And that's what's so amazing about this house. The craftsmanship is exceptional. And given that it's also very simple, it just adds to the whole experience. It's understated elegance. I mean, it's truly one of a kind. There's nothing else like it. Now, we've got 2 hallways, one on each side, leading into the kitchen that we're going to see later. And now I want to quickly go this way. Again, we've got these oversized picture windows. They really bring the outside in. They also have motorized casements above to let natural light come into the space. And that also makes it very easy, given that they're motorized, real convenient. And then I want to quickly show this section where we have a step up to the second seating area. The way this in section is curved, and how the very last trim pieces installed was done in a way as if they were building a piano. A real delicate operation. That's how spot on and tight the fit and finish within the millwork is. It's flawless. And then you've got the mood lighting underneath, adds a touch of ambience. And then you step up to this area where we have the second seating section. This couch looks very comfy, a real place to sink into. I love the colorful pillows. They add a bit of personality. It makes for a comfy spot for you to watch your telly. Because within this built-in section, I'm going to open up these doors real quick. They're separate sliding doors, actually very practical. We've got the telly with a sound bar, all the entertainment essentials. I also like the fact that this built-in section is shallow, allowing all these clear story windows and motorized casement windows to be placed up there, maximizing the natural light. Now, over on the other side, we got this Butte art piece, vertical picture windows face inside a property or another section. So they left this little air gap, which again lets natural light come in, makes the room a bit more spacious and airy. And in front, Ermin, can we get a close-up? They've got a recessed and AC diffuser, and the millwork here fit and finished. And how it's incorporated to the hardwood floors is grouse. It's seamless. And they've got this detail all through, meaning they didn't want to use metal grills on top of the hardwood floors. They want to keep the colors as simple as possible and keep things very minimal, a real understated elegance. Now, let's turn to this side. I love this corner. It's a real standout feature. Not only do we have curved walls, picture windows, casement window, they've custom designed this couch to perfectly fit into the space. A real bespoke piece. And let me tell you, I reckon about 2 hours ago, I was sitting here, testing it out. Of course, it is so comfy, plush, a real place to unwind. I can see myself having a snooze here easy. I wouldn't mind an Arvo nap here. And look at my backdrop. It's bonkers that we're minutes away from Sunset Boulevard, one of the busiest streets here in Los Angeles that connects heaps of suburbs to each other. It's a real hub of activity. And we've got this backdrop as if it's a sanctuary within the city, a peaceful oasis. And we're so centrally located, which is crazy to me. The best of both worlds. And yeah, UV got this fun space, a real place to enjoy yourself. And even looking at the ceiling with the revealed detail, how the ceiling is curving up, so cool. It's a real talking point. Such an amazing moment. It all comes together beautifully. Now, I want to quickly take everyone to the other side. We've got wide plank, oak hardwood floors almost all through the whole place. Provides a sense of consistency. And then we've got this main hallway connecting one wing to the other, a real thoroughfare. And at the end, you can see the staircase going up to the second floor. And there's also a picture window here, which is a nice relief, given that they could have easily made that a wall. But they chose to let in the light. But this just gives a bit more life to the space. It opens things up. The primary bedroom is also at the end, the master suite. And then they've got all these built-in sections, real storage solutions. And again, the tradesmanship in this house, the millwork, and how the front trim pieces, shelves, how they are within an angle. It's all meticulously crafted, and they also have these unique little sections within the built-ins. Just like this area here, real attention to detail. And the owners are currently living in the place. It's a real lived-in home. And they brought so much life and character to this house with their furnishings, bits and bobs. And their inviting energy is felt very strongly all through the whole house, which is why I'm so keen on this tour. It's got a real warmth about it. I reckon this is a very personal and creative space. And it's a good show how you can truly embrace the land around you and design a house that's unique, modern, works well, with utility in mind while still being creative and focusing on tradesmanship artistry. It's a real blend of form and function. And I reckon this house is a prime example of that. It ticks all the boxes. Now, you can also see these recessed track lights to the ceiling. Again, that makes these fixtures a bit more minimal, while giving you the utility that you need. They're practical and understated. Heaps of artwork. Adds a touch of personality. I mean, even the built-ins are so amazing. And I could just talk about this section for 10 minutes if I had to. There's so much to admire. Not to mention, we also have casement windows above, maximizing the natural light. Now, here is something extremely unique, a real talking point. They've got a supporting column here that carries the roof line above, and they wrap this section with plaster. And they also install these hand-fired tiles looking like the bark that's on the trees outside. It's a real connection to nature. And this abstract sycamore installation was done by Sophia Londano, and she wanted to bring that element into the house to create a natural feel. And this was her creative approach. And it is such a fun touch. It's a real conversation starter. It's a great conversation starter, and it's right in the great room, a real focal point. Now, I want to quickly take everyone this way. Again, we've got the entry to our right. I want to quickly show the formal dining room and how the sliding glass doors seamlessly open up these floating decks with this view transition. It's all very smooth. And you've got so much privacy, greenery, roof lines sticking out. It's a real secluded oasis. We're going to check out the backyard in a sec, the outdoor area. But for now, why don't we go this way? Take this hallway so we can talk about the kitchen, the heart of the home. Now, this is a real fun space. It's a real hub of activity. The layout, access to the outdoors, it's all very well thought out. Maybe this is a weird analogy, but this feels like an open balcony with a roof over it that can get along with the outdoors real well and give you heaps of utility. It's both functional and aesthetically pleasing, and it's an inviting space as well, a real place to gather. We've got a massive island right in the middle with curved corners, a real centerpiece. You've got your stone countertops with this brass rim detail all around it. It's a real touch of luxury. And then your bar seating area is recessed in with these butte bar stools that are all leather wrapped, a real premium finish. It looks like an Hermes bag, which is real nice, a touch of high fashion. They've got same style chair for the built-in dining area here, and the formal dining room, a sense of consistency. Now, you can also see how the handles are put within the drawers. It's all very streamlined. Bits and bobs, little details that add to the overall aesthetic. There's so much life in this house that I personally really enjoy. You can tell it a well-loved home. And here's another fun fact for you, something to chew on. These hardwood floors and these planks are aligned with the decks outside. It's a subtle detail that makes a big difference. And on the outside, we have Alaskan cedar decks. It's a premium material. And even there, they wanted to make it all the same. Make it minimal by aligning these lines together, which is a fun touch. It's all about the details. And not to mention, we've got a massive picture window here, literally bringing the outdoors and this butte architecture straight into your kitchen. It's a seamless transition. Now, next up, a fun detail. We got a built-in section here with a chalk wall, which is perfect for kids. It's a real creative outlet. And then we've got a record player here, a touch of nostalgia. All these books, bits and bobs, it's a real lived-in space. I mean, talking about setting a vibe and mood for space. I thought this was a real fun touch. It adds to the ambience. Now, I want to talk about the kitchen and the built-in cabinetry itself. Let's delve into the details. So, Ermin, why don't you meet me on the other side? We'll get a different perspective. Let's have a squiz at the other section of the island. We'll have a good gander. We got our first sink here, one of many. And the cabinetry now on the side has this painted finish, which is a bit more modern, but they also put in these rustic solid brass handles that match the rim detail here, creating a sense of cohesion. And it just looks so fancy, a real touch of elegance. And actually, not only very modern, but also timeless. It's a design that will endure. We've got our main sink here with these aged brass fixtures that I'll talk about later. We'll get into the details. And then we've got two dishwashers on this side, because one is never enough. And then you can also see your built-in fridge and freezer here. Extra cabinetry on top, maximizing the storage space. And this little section where you can house your cutting boards, a practical touch. This house has utility in mind in every single room. It's designed for comfortable living, and the family that lives in this house, they're truly using it. It's a well-loved home, and to some degree, that really warms my heart because it's a good-sized house. But they're using every single corner of it. It's not just a showpiece. Once we go up to the second floor, y'all see that the bedrooms have so much life and emotion to them, and that's real amazing. It's got a real personal touch. Now, on this side, we can see the rest of the base cabinets. Again, the same stone countertop, brass handles, your gas cooktop, an induction, your pot filler, all the essential appliances. And the backsplash detail here matches the brass that we saw by the fireplace, creating a sense of continuity. And I like that not only they recessed it in, they kept it shallow, which then gives more definition to the vent. It's a real subtle detail. And instead of wrapping it with brass or leaving it stainless steel, they actually plastered it in and also brought in these corner details, a real custom finish. I mean, I'm loving it. I can't get enough. Have a squiz at the mood lighting above on the ceiling. It sets the ambience. And that's it for this section of the kitchen. We've covered all the bases. Now, I want to quickly point out we have 3 different views within this kitchen, right? You look at this side of your property where we have the outdoor dining area, a real alfresco experience. And then you've got the opening here facing your pool and your pool house, a real outdoor oasis. And to the right, you can see more of the back section of the property, expansive views. There's also a raised fireplace here, a real focal point. It's a gas fireplace, but you can also use this. I reckon the owners are using it for cooking as well, a multi-purpose feature. I love how this fireplace detail is all curved. Go with the smooth feel of this property. It all ties in together seamlessly. I love the seamless transition to the outdoors. It's a real indoor-outdoor flow. But before we get there, we have to talk about this built-in section. We can't skip over it. Now, when I was looking at the photos of this place, I quickly fell in love with the overall material palette and the color palette of this house. It's a real harmonious blend. Heaps of matte, natural finishes, heaps of pastels, a real calming aesthetic. I mean, the built-in seating area by the great room, that green couch, I love it. It adds a pop of color. And also, I saw this section in the light brown here really spoke to me. It resonated with me. So I wanted to match this feel. I want to complement the aesthetic. That's why I wore cream pants. I thought I dressed the part. And I reckon my shoes and my shirts are a bit darker than this brown. But I tried my best to match the vibe. But yeah, I just want to say that I really enjoy the color palette of this house. It's very well considered. Then you've got the built-in seating here with a lazy Susan, a real practical feature. And even the light fixture is framed with this butte wood. It's a real custom design. And then you've got your curved corner. Reveals these little pillows, access to the outdoors. It's a real inviting space. It's got a real warmth about it. Again, butte kitchen. But more importantly, sliding glass doors open up to this amazing backyard, the grand finale. Let's go see it, shall we? The house was finished in 2022, so it's only a few years old. It's practically brand new, and it is sitting on 0.4 acres, a decent sized block. And let me tell you, I love the grounds here. The gardens are amazing. The mature trees, the greenery, and how private the setting is. It's a real sanctuary. It's so inviting, it warms your heart. It's a place to relax and unwind. And it's not private because you don't have any houses around us. It's not just about the location. It's private because the landscaping here is so mature and it is literally hugging this whole property. It creates a real sense of seclusion. And if that wasn't enough, the owners want to make sure that whatever house that they will be building here truly respects all these mature trees and the surrounding landscape. It's all about respecting the environment. Bill Burka, with Evident Architecture Office. He's the mastermind behind the design. He has truly designed something that's one of a kind, a real architectural gem. Jeff Google was the interior architect, the man responsible for the interiors, and Jay Griffith did the landscape architecture here. He created the outdoor oasis, and this team has pulled off something truly one of a kind, a real collaboration of talent. Now, let's talk about the architecture for a sec. We'll delve into the design. I love the fact that almost the entire house is a single story. It's a real horizontal design. Now, granted, we got the second floor section on the other side, where we have the guest suites, but that's just a small portion. But even though this is technically a modern house, a modern architecture, with this minimal biomorphic approach, meaning it takes heaps of inspiration from the land around us and all the natural elements that we have around us, these trees, the leaves, it's all inspired by nature. It has heaps of soft corners and these roof lines and these decks and how their floating adds to the softness and the weightlessness and the easiness of this property. All flows seamlessly together. Here's what I mean by that. Let me explain further. The house is sitting on small concrete columns. It's elevated slightly above the ground. As you can see with these decks, there's a nice gap between the ground itself and these decks. It's not directly connected. So this makes a house feel like it is gently sitting on the landscape. It blends in with the environment. It's fitted in rather than standing out, digging deep into it. It's a harmonious relationship. And beyond making this easy feel, it also gives you a chance to have a crawl space underneath this house, a real practical feature. Now, why is that so important? Why is it so beneficial? Given that you've got a big footprint and a massive block in the future, if you want to change some of your utilities, you want to fix some of your plumbing lines, electrical lines, or you want to add on to this house, or you want to service and look after some functional bits of this house, you can simply go underneath the house and get to all these things very easy without having to dig the dirt or find a way to dig underneath the house, which, again, is a tremendous utility when it comes to looking after and keeping a house like this working. It's all about long-term maintenance. Now, I want to quickly take everyone this way, and I want to walk around for a bit because as you walk, this block starts showing itself. It reveals its beauty as you explore it. These trees against the sky, a stunning backdrop. I mean, it is a pretty magic setup. It's a real visual feast. Again, I love how green it is, the lush vegetation. The owners are just doing a grouse job looking after not only the inside, but also the outside as well. They're maintaining the property beautifully. And instead of just going with flat decks, they also have these sectional decks to make these outdoor spaces a bit more interactive. They're designed for socializing and enjoying the outdoors. We've got a small seating area here, and even the footprint of the house has heaps of ins and outs with these curved corners, which I reckon is so fun and pleasing to the eye. It's a real artistic touch. Now, the sticking out section is real cool. It's a standout feature. Again, talking about that biomorphic approach, you can see that openings are all natural or different oval shapes, just so it looks a bit more natural rather than having a rectangular or square opening. It mimics nature, and it lets light travel into the house. Makes the house a bit more easy. It creates a soft and inviting atmosphere. And these design elements, architectural lines, were used a lot in John Lautner's Zaha designs. They were pioneers of this style. I mean, this frame alone looks magic. It is so cool. It's a real visual masterpiece. And then we have this wraparound deck that goes around the property. It encircles the home, so it gives you a chance to walk around and see the land around you from a bit of a higher point of view. It offers different perspectives. And then you've got this Butte 60-foot lap pool. It's a great size for swimming laps. So it's been 6 years since I've been living in Los Angeles. It's become my home. And the more I spend time here, the more I enjoy the outdoors, or I enjoy the ability to be able to walk outside of your house to the outdoors, to a backyard that calms you, or gives you a chance to enjoy some peace and quiet, which is another reason why I enjoy a property like this so much. It's a real sanctuary in the city, and beyond making spaces, you also want to bring stuff or things to your backyard that will make you want to use it more, things that will enhance the outdoor experience. Righto, let's get this show on the road. What better way to jazz up your backyard than chucking in a 60-foot saline pool? Let's mosey on out there now. See, the pool is a saline one, which means it uses salt and a salt chlorine generator to keep the water looking tops. Again, we're sticking with that organic vibe, yeah? You wouldn't want to be chucking any cooked chemicals, would you? And the pool itself is dead minimalist. Just simple plaster with mosaic bits and bobs all along the edge. They've got a pool cover too, of course. And up top, you can see this concrete coping design, nice and simple. But what I reckon is bonds about this pool, or what's interesting anyway, is that there aren't any of those wooden decks or concrete pads sticking out around the pool for your sun lounges or day beds. I reckon they've gone with that because they want to keep things nice and simple. And they really wanted to push that natural aspect of the whole property. So, on one side, you got the good old dirt, and on the other, your pool. I just reckon this pool fits in brilliantly with the whole landscape here. And I'm absolutely loving the trees out the back. All right, Ermin, let's get everyone moving this way. Another thing I wanted to chuck in, and I haven't actually asked the owners about this, but if I was living here, I'd be kicking off the shoes all the time. Just want to get grounded, you know? Soak up everything this place has to offer. And over here, we got the pool house. Now, seeing as I'm already giving you the full shebang about this place, I might skip the pool house tour for now. But if you're keen for a proper look, I'll whack it up on my Patreon, and I can tell you what I do with the space, how to get the most out of it. Because I reckon it's a grouse standalone building that could really add something to the property. Right? I want to talk about Rustic Canyon for a sec. It's this beautiful spot nestled between Brentwood, Santa Monica, and Pacific Palisades. It's tucked right into the Santa Monica mountain range, and the name pretty much says it all, Rustic Canyon. Aside from being an awesome community that everyone loves living in, it's got architectural charm, pedigree, and a real community feel. But it's a landscape and a whole area that make this neighborhood so bloody special. And here they've got Rustic Creek. It's not exactly roaring right now, but you can definitely hear it. And the fact that you can have a setup like this on your property or in your backyard is just mind-blowing, I reckon. I mean, keep in mind, we're only minutes, maybe even a minute from Sunset Boulevard, and you can live somewhere like this where I can snap a photo from pretty much any angle, and you never guess we were in Los Angeles. That's what makes it so unique, you know? You can live the high life, but still have your own private sanctuary for you and the family. Now, I've been copying a few comments with people saying, NS is really getting to selling these properties, maybe showing them off a bit too much. It's funny, because I actually been my real estate license just so I wouldn't have to sell stuff and could properly show off my enthusiasm for architecture and properties. That's why I ended up meeting so many architects and developers, because I share their passion for building stuff, for respecting architecture, value, and craftsmanship. When I come across a place like this, where there's been so much thought and love poured in, not just by the owners, but by the trod eyes and companies and everyone who's worked on it, I reckon it's my duty to get into every nook and cranny and show it off. That's why I get so, overly enthusiastic about a place like this. Righto, let's swing around this way quick. This is also a ripper angle to get a good look at these mature sycamores. I mean, what a bonza backdrop. You can see the rest of the property all the way to the master bedroom. And this is where you can really see how the inside of the place has been flipped to the outside. It's the same plaster, and you got those wood case windows that just slot right into the natural colors of the area. It's a pretty dreamy setup. You got these little patches of grass. And then over here we got the outdoor dining area. The playfulness of the place is what I'm really digging. Almost like it's not taking itself too seriously, yeah? These offset decks acting as steps, these floating outdoor spaces, defined areas. And this is a butte outdoor area that leads straight into the kitchen there. But again, those unique decks doubling as steps. Outdoor dining for 16, easy. You can really soak up the view behind Ermin from here. And of course, your outdoor barbie area. This is actually an Argentinian grill. They're pretty practical. And the tiles here match the tiles we'll see throughout the bathrooms inside. So there's a real sense of uniformity and flow to keep that minimalist feel going. And then you've got your bench space and 2 sinks. Also, another thing I wanted to mention or acknowledge is that at the start of the year, Pacific Palisades, specifically, but Los Angeles in general, has been hit by some terrible fires. And it's been really tough on the community. It's so saddening to see all these butte neighborhoods, these areas, these communities, just disappear overnight because of these awful fires. Luckily enough, this area, Rustic Canyon, managed to dodge the bullet and hasn't been too badly affected. I feel a bit guilty, to be honest, to enjoy a day like this, or being able to appreciate a beautiful bit of architecture like this. But at the same time, we've all got to accept what's happened and try to find ways to move forward. It's good to see that most of the spots that were hit by the fires are already being cleaned up. In fact, I've started seeing a lot of houses being framed and rebuilt in Pacific Palisades. So that's really good news. I can't wait for the community to properly get back on its feet. And I hope and wish all the strength, passion, energy to the people, the families, to get their lives back on track, and for the city to bounce back after this terrible event. Now, why don't we head this way? I wanted to quickly point out one more thing that's really important about this place. In fact, it really sets the mood for how the whole property feels. Inside and out, it's the plaster finish that we've got pretty much everywhere. Now, the brand is Clayworks, and it's a hand-trowel clay plaster from Cornwall in England. It's a natural material. In fact, the company's all about using organic, natural materials in your home. So, again, it just slots right into that natural, organic vibe of the whole property. And And having this plastered throughout the place makes it warm, inviting, and it gives you a safe and comfy space to enjoy the place. Right? We're back at the house, and welcome to the formal dining room. It's a pretty minimalist space. Nice hardwood floors, grouse table, leather chairs. I love the artwork on the wall. It's got a great feel to it. And more importantly, you got those sliding glass doors that open right up. It's a beautiful backdrop that we just had a look at. Let me show you one finger, and they slide straight open. These sliding glass doors are effortless, and hardware is stunning. And seeing as they're wood cased, they're easy on the eye, and they just tie into the organic color scheme of the place. Now next, check out this fun little detail. The seamless door opens up to the coolest little bar you ever did see. You've got a small sink that's practical, but it's pretty small, yeah? Bench space, brass detailing. These curved shelves are your spirits, and it's just a bit of fun. You can whip up a few cocktails here, serve the dining area, and it's tucked away nicely, which is a nice touch. Then we've got a pocket door here if you want to shut off the space. And this room's currently open. There's a Bonza piano here. The views are tops, but you could turn this into an office, another seating area, maybe a small family room. You could do all sorts with this room. And it opens straight onto the outdoors. And then check this out. The amount of curves, detailing, and planning that must have gone into making a space like this just blows my mind. Let me tell you, for this space to even exist. So many things had to be done and done properly. Your framing, the lath work behind the plaster, the reveals, the hardwood floors, the dome ceiling, which they tried to get right in the center, and for them to make this effortless curvy feel. All those crazy complicated details had to come together, and they nailed it. Hats off to them. The framers that framed this section. God bless them. But it looks grouse. And it leads to a few rooms that we're about to have a squiz at. Righto, come this way. Here's something interesting, and I'll probably butcher the lingo here. This is a film room where they've got film photos on display. It's like a creative little hideaway. But then you wander in here. They've got a music or maybe a games room, which is a bit of fun right at the edge of property, with a motor court right behind us. So you've got this lush greenery. There's a vinyl player, a record player. I mean, this room's got a vibe, right? You got a chess set here, built-in bits and pieces. And this is where they print the photos. There's a scale model of a house here. Doesn't look like this one, but it looks pretty cool. And you can see the layers of veneers used to make this plywood. The cabinetry's got a bit of a Scandinavian feel to it. It's a real fun space. And the ceiling's got this really cool angle to it. In fact, you can see this corner sticking out on the outside too, reaching up to the sky, which is another good architectural touch. Righto, let's head back to the hallway. Now, I want to mention something. See, as we just had a look at that creative space, there's a sign-up link in the description of all our videos. We've been going on about that sign-up link for almost a year and a half now. The reason we're asking our viewers, our fans, our followers to sign up through that link is so we can get their contact details, their email address. So when we've got events, products, videos, or important news to share, we can easily get in touch with them. Now, I'm not sure when this video is going to drop, but if it's before August the 10th, you're in for a treat. If you've been following us closely, you'll know that about a year ago we went from Spain to New York on a container ship. It was an 11-day journey, and we crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and we filmed the whole thing and made the biggest and best documentary of this company's and our team's career. We poured our heart and soul into it. We spent almost a year editing the video. And on August the 10th, we've hired a movie theater here in Los Angeles to show this video to our friends, our family, and our fans. It's going to be an incredible event. And like I said, if this video goes live before August the 10th, you'll actually get an invitation from us to RSVP. And come join us in person. Meet yours truly and watch the documentary with us. I'm all about giving access and experiences to people. And that's really why we started this channel. That's why we go to the lengths we do with the project we show, the places we travel, or the kind of access we give when we're showing off these places. And this is our way of spreading the love and giving you even more. That's why the premiere is always free. Because it's not about making money. It's about celebrating filmmaking and this Ripper channel we've all made together. And it's our way of celebrating with you all. Anyway, there's a sign-up link there. Give it a click and join our community. And I hope to see you in Los Angeles for either this event or our next one. Righto, moving on. I'm certainly running my mouth a lot in this episode. Now, there's a guest suite here. I might start with the bathroom. I'm loving this green/turquoise retro tiling here. And then you got your walk-in shower with grouse fixtures, built-in bits and pieces, and the dunny. And I also like how they've curved the vanity here to make the space a bit smoother and to keep the style of the rest of the place and the mirror setup. It's a nice bathroom, but this bedroom's got a real cool vibe to it. In fact, I just realized I made another boo-boo. The room I just showed you cantilevers out, but this is actually the bit I was talking about that sticks out to the sky with a long window and plaster details. I love those angles in the ceiling design, and it's a comfy bedroom. It's got a bit of a darker feel, because there aren't a heap of windows, but it feels really relaxing, which is nice. A lot of people prefer darker bedrooms, so they can get a decent kip, and I reckon this ticks that box perfectly. Righto, Ermin, let's head this way. We're going back to the hallway, because we got another spot to check out some storage, and this is where we find the powder room. We might show off some of the biggest houses, but I still get a kick out of showing off a powder room that's well-designed, creative, fun, and a bit different. In this case, you can see the mosaic tiling on the floors and the walls. So it's got a bit of a monolithic feel to it. And then you've got your vanity, and they've got books underneath. Check out how I don't want to say stage it, because they're actually using the place, they've accessorized it, and brought it to life. This oval mirror. And there's also a round skylight. Small space, well-designed, fun, and it really fits in with the rest of the place. Right, I want to take you up to the second floor. But before we do that, let's have a look at the staircase landing. This is where the master bedroom is. At the end, there's a small bedroom suite with its own bathroom. I might skip a few of these bedrooms, because there's 8 in total. And this hallway takes you to the laundry room and the spacious 3-car garage. But the main reason I wanted to start here is because I wanted to talk about the staircase. This is where you can see some amazing craftsmanship come to life. You got plaster walls with a butte reveal, then this brass bit with a curved edge, and then the single piece here runs all the way to the top with a wooden handrail. Then we go to the other side. The steps are beautifully built into the plaster, and then you've got curved walls, angled ceiling, and a curved glass railing on the second floor. Now, you might be thinking, NS, why are you getting so carried away about a staircase? And my answer is pretty simple. If you knew what it took to make this space, the framing, the materials, the insulation, all those reveals, and how many talented people had to work together to make it look like it was built by one person, and how all those crazy, complicated details had to come together to give you this feeling of effortlessness and be easy on the eye, that's bloody hard to pull off. And when I see a space like this, it gets to me in a good way, and I feel like I have to say something about it. Now, on this level, there's 4 bedroom suites in total. The first one's right behind me, and a couple of the other bedrooms actually share a bathroom. In fact, this is the second floor bit that I was talking about out by the motor court. And seeing as the owners are living here, I want to respect their privacy. This is their kids' room. But I just love how they're really making the most of every corner of the place. They're enjoying it, and that's grouse. And even better, we still got more to see. Of course, we had to leave the master bedroom suite till last. And it's a pretty interesting space, the way it's laid out, the size, and how it leads into the bathroom, which is really open. And it feels like one big space between the bathroom and the bedroom, and how it ties in with the outdoors. You've got your king-size bed, but the first thing you notice is the size of the place and the openness. In fact, there's a loft right above the bathroom, and the plaster here, again, gives it that warmth, that character. Angled ceiling. And again, we got 2 different materials and 2 different heights in the ceiling. And then you got this massive window setup, where we got picture windows, casement windows, a door that opens up to the outdoors, a pop-up TV, and how minimalist the space is. I'm digging it. It's a beaut. And the fact that even here, the focus was on privacy and getting out into nature and how nature can be brought inside, that's what I like about it. And this backdrop and those Ripper Coastal Oaks right in front of us. What a view. Righto, come this way. So there's a staircase here that takes us up to the loft. We'll have a squiz at that in a sec. Let me show you the bathroom. It's a unique design. A Japanese soaking tub that's set into floor. But here's a detail I like, the little things. The corners of the openings are all curved. Then you've got a small patio here. It's like a little outdoor garden. But it's mainly here to bring in natural light and fresh air. But you've got your blackouts. And you've got regular curtains and blackout curtains throughout the place that are motorized. So they're effortless. And I wanted to point that out. Now, before I leave this spot, a couple more things. One that I just noticed. There's a really minimal drain here that's built into the sill of the opening. So if you get a heap of rain, it can catch the water from the tub or from outside before it gets into the walls. It's a grouse functional detail that'll help protect the place. And where the tap of the tub is, there's a unique built-in thing made of the same wood, including the bench. And then over on the other side, we got the vanity, this unique stone bench top. Again, grouse millwork, all vein matched. And we got curved walls here. These are Vola natural brass fixtures, and they're all through the place. They're made in Denmark and are supposed to be some of the most exy fixtures in the world. And because they're natural brass, they'll get a butte patina over time as they get wet. But it just adds to the character of the place, especially with the plaster. Here's something I would have done. Given how far these owners went, it would have been ripping to have the mirror curve around the wall. So it follows the wall and looks a bit more unique. But anyway, it's a minimalist bathroom, and I can hardly tell that the owners are living here. Their gear really fits in with the place. Right, enough chatting. Dunny's over this way. Wait till you see the walk-in shower. Let me jump in here. Hope they don't mind. Plaster walls, this floating ceiling effect. And those fixtures, look how they're getting that patina. That just adds so much character. And the pebble tiling on the floors goes up the walls a bit. It helps waterproof the place when you design it like this. And water can be the biggest enemy of any house. So you want to make sure you got good waterproofing wherever you got water, and it feels grouse on your feet. This is the walk-in shower with a rain head up above. Now, people are going to hate me for this episode because I've been going on forever. Let me show you another Easter egg. As if the details of this place weren't enough, they've curved the stone flooring here and the hardwood floors. But in this corner, they've left a little terrazzo Easter egg. I don't know if they've had to do some repairs here, or they just want a different color. But I'm loving stuff like this, and it's just one of the little things in this master bedroom. And upstairs, we've got a ripper loft. There's unique things up here too. And first off, I want to show you the brass railing. It starts on the first floor, runs all the way up to the landing gear, and there's a little bit that holds a glass railing, which is also built into the floors, and the AC diffusers as part of the hardwood flooring. And this room gets a heap of natural light. There's a Togo sofa here. These things are a bit of fun. And a small desk to get some work done. And this is where you can really get a good look at the ceiling and look down into the master bedroom. I mean, what a top spot. And to top it off, you can just open the door here and head out into the sunshine. Righto, everyone, that's the tour done. What a grouse place. I want to give shout out to all the trod eyes who worked on this. The carpenters, the plasters, and everyone who poured their heart and soul into the job. Because they really made something special. And while I'm at it, I also want to say well done to the owners for investing in this, believing in talent, and giving these blokes a chance to show what they can do. Because this is a ripper place, and I really enjoyed having a look around. So I wanted to say cheers to the owners for letting us have a squiz at something so personal to them and showing it off to you all. And I also want to say thanks to Blair Chom and his team for putting the shoot together. More info about the place is in the description of the video, so give it G's. And while you're there, check out our Patreon link and our sign-up link. Right, the link for the upload is also in the description box for this here video. So be sure to give those links a proper squiz. Alright? And with all that said and done, massive thanks to all of you legends for tuning in. Cheers for all the support. It means a lot, and we'll catch you in the next one.